Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me again for Create This on Friday night. I'm going to start my intro. 1 second. Thank you for joining me again for Create This on Friday night. I'm going to thank you all for being here. It's another Friday night here in New Hampshire, anyways, in the US. Tonight, I'm going to show you how much fun it can be working with Dylusions ink spray and the different, how to create different backgrounds or textures and a few other things. So I'm so anxious to get going on this. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching the replays. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Mike. Hi, Jennifer. And Cheryl. Thank you all for joining me tonight. And Dylusions is a wonderful product put out by Ranger Ink. And I think that you're going to want to go out and buy some when you're done with this show. So hold on 1 second. I'm going to turn my camera around and show you how to play with Dylusions and be successful. So here's my little setup. What we're going to do is recreate some of these. And I made them into tags. You can obviously make them into greeting cards, note cards, whatever you want to do with that. But I'm going to show you how to do it on tag form. These are watercolor paper, and I just cut it to look like a tag. You could probably use some cardstock if you wanted to as well. First off, I'm going to clear my space because I want to not get the Dylusions on anything else but what I want it on. So I'm going to take a piece of paper here, which is got a waxy coating here. And to get these wonderful patterns on here, all I used was either a paper doily. These you can get in any store, even Walmart carries them. They're to put your cakes and cupcakes and any pastry things on. So I have one of those, or you can use an old piece of lace. So let me get another card out here, and I will show you that. I like doing 2 or 3 at a time, so I'll put these down and I'll just lay this across like so. And then we'll put another one down and we'll put a piece of lace over that one. Okay, we can put that down there. That might be fun. So you take a color. I've got the whole rainbow here pretty much. And let's start with some yellow. And you want to stay away from it and just spray. Shake it up a little bit. Missed it. Then you can pick another color. Let's go with some, well, I like purple. I like purple. My favorite color. Ooh, it's a little heavy, but it's okay. You can pick a little red. And see how it goes everywhere? So you want to make sure nothing else is around that you don't want to get covered. I'm going to take a paper towel, and I'm just going to go over top and bring it down. And yes, I do get all dirty. It's a hazard. Pick up the excess ink, wipe it off wherever you don't want it. And then when I lift this off, you've made a design. See that? So if it's not as covered as you like it, you can always reapply Put that back on. This area here needs to have some more color. Let's add some more red. Ooh, this is orange. That's okay. That's going to be great. Can lift some of that off. Add a little red. Okay. And ta-da! Isn't that cool? That is so cool. I think it's cool. I have fun doing this all the time. Made a bunch of these and gave them out. I make things like this, and then I put my information on the back of it. I print out my information, and it becomes my business card. Just saying. Let's see. Thank you for sharing this out, by the way. Everything that I use, I try to use something, you know, every time I make something and Cre8this, I'm going to try and use something that everyone has in their drawers. And Emily, yes, go grab those doilies and have fun here. This is just one of those things where we repurpose everyday things. So I am going to now put those aside, and I want to show you how to get some of this picked up. How to create these flowers. Now the flowers on there I made with a die cut. So this is something that I run through a machine. I have a Big Shot. You can use a Cuttle Bug, anything that you roll through a die cut machine, and that creates these. However, if you don't have a die cut, take a paper plate with something round and you put it on there and you trace around a circle. So you want a circular pattern. Then you take your scissors, and again, paper plates, right? How inexpensive are those? Guess what? You don't have a paper plate? Use a manila folder. Hi, Charles. Use a manila folder. Hi, Kathy. And the manila folder will do the same thing, because what you're looking for is something that's a little heavier weight than regular paper. So once you cut this out, you take your pencil and you start in the center and you roll and make one of those dizzying things until you're off the page. Now cut that. I know, really elementary, right? Rudimentary, one of those. And we're just going to cut around until we get to the center. Hi, Carlos. So please share this out if you're also interested. Bubbler Media has a Patreon account that you can support all of the creators, myself and all the others who are creating wonderful content programming for your entertainment. And that's patreon.com, is it? /bubbler. One of the founders will put it in the comments below. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So here it is. I've made a little spiral thing, like a spring. So now I'm going to start, and you can use, this is called the stylus. It's metal and ball and a ball on both ends. But if you don't have that, you can use a brush handle or anything that's round and long. And if not, go ahead and start using your finger. But I always like starting it with. So this is almost like quilling, if you're familiar with that. Quilling, taking long strips of paper and twirling them. So once I get started, I'm starting on the outside and I'm going to roll that in. Thank you for sharing. So roll that up. And you just keep rolling, keep rolling. I know. It's like keep swimming, just keep swimming. So we keep rolling until we get all the way around. Now I could have painted these a color, or actually I could just cut them out of, if you have colored cardstock, you can cut them out of colored cardstock. You can cut them out of watercolor paper, but again, I'm trying to keep it simple. Use what you have at home. You do not need to go out and buy the die cut machine and all this other stuff, because you can use what you have at home. I'm going to loosen it up a little bit, but I'm going to keep rolling. Okay, so now I rolled it to the center. That's the center piece. If I loosen it up, I have, can you see? Let me see if I can work this so you can see it closer up. There we go. See the little rows that I have now? All tucked up in there nicely. So now what we're going to do, and it's the same with these, what you would do on that is take the outside and roll it, and it will look like this one here. Oops. Get that one up close so you can see that one. So it'll look like that one when it's rolled. Okay, and you can do that with any kind of designer paper. You can use double-sided designer paper, like I believe this one is a double-sided designer paper. So let me put those aside. And the next step would be to plug in your glue gun, and we're going to stick a little glue on there. The next, after I do the glue, the next thing would be the ribbon. Now, if you don't have, and you know there's a million kinds of ribbon, colored ribbon, whatever, but say you don't want to have to deal with trying to match colors and be all matchy-matchy, take your white ribbon. I have some white ribbon here and white ribbon here. And then you go and pick one of your dilution colors. And you can do the same with your rose. You can paint it beforehand and roll it, or paint it after. But say this one has a nice little purple tinge up there. So if I take my dilutions, and lie it flat, and I'm going to now spray that. It's unrolling, it's okay. And let's spray some on our ribbon. So think about it, go to the store and buy white ribbon, and you can make it any color you want. And yes, I have done origami, Mike. I have. So maybe one night, one of these shows will be all about origami. I've even done it with dollar bills and put it in the hotel room when the maids come, and I would give them an origami dollar bill, or $5, $10, whatever it was. So now I've colored my ribbon to go with my tag. And I've colored this little guy here. So let's put a little dot of glue on that. And then I'm going to push that down. Into there. And if you want, if you have, again, on hand, old jewelry or scrapbooking bling, as I call it. I've got tons of these. I can pop that right in there. And that will dry as a center for that rose. Take my scissors. Probably should blow dry that first. I'm going to blow dry it a little bit. And when you blow dry it, the drier it gets, it usually lightens up. So let's see. If I take that and snip it on an angle. And I could do this one too. And I love these Tim Holtz tonic scissors. They are so sharp, but they're so versatile. Okay, I'm going to fold it like that. So it's two ends cross over. And then again with the take your tag. Put a little dot. Put the first one down. Put another little dot. And you can use whichever ribbon you want. I'm using the velvet looking one. Put that down. Take some of the strings out. Now, if you want to use, if you don't have a hot glue gun and you want to use a tacky glue, you just have to hold it longer. The glue gun tends to adhere immediately, so that's nice. But if you wanted it lighter, you can use a lighter, not so heavy of a let's see. So thank you for joining me today. Now I'm going to take, now this guy here, he's a little too perfect. So what I'm going to do is turn him upside down and smush him. It's a lot of pressure and I'm flattening him out as best I can. And it's only going to go as far as that pearl is. But see how that kind of makes it a little bit more character. So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to glue him in the middle of my ribbon. And I could have made him orange and that would have been fine too. And actually, even one better. With this Dilutions, I'm going to unscrew the top and I'm going to put orange on the pearl. If I can get it all off onto the pearl. How about this? If Dilutions won't work, I know something that will. I don't have orange, but I do have Adirondack Alcoholic Ink. Also, it's Tim Holtz product put out by Ranger. So what you do is you open up that bottle, and I'm going to just put a little drop, on the pearl and change the color of the pearl. So let me show you that. So now I've changed the color of the pearl. And you can even tint the flower. Yes, I'm using Melissa's scissors again. She gave them to me. I can use them. So you can tint around and make the flower whatever color you want. Let's see, what else can I do with this? Thank you, Kathy. Yes, scrap paper, you can make it out of paper plates, manila folders, you know, the oak tag folders. Oh, and if you can't do this flower thing, it's not in the cards, you can go and buy already made flowers and glue them on, and they come in different sizes and shapes. So if you get white, you can paint them or color them whatever color you want by hitting them with the Dilutions ink spray, alcohol ink, or paint. So what do you think? I think that does it for tonight. Next week, nail polish would be handy there. Yeah, I know, Mike. And you could do that too. And there is going to be one day where we actually do art with nail polish. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So go and grab some nail polish from the dollar store in different colors, and we're going to have a ball with those. Let's see, any other comments, any questions, anything you need me to show you again or go over again with you? I'll put these other ones out here so you can see those as well. Let's see. So yes, I'm looking forward to doing more of these shows. Sewing pins. The only thing they'd go all the way through. Thank you, Kathy. If you were making these to put these, as Mike's comment, sewing pins with the pearl heads, if you're making these to put these into a styrofoam ball or something like that, you're going to make an ornament out of it, or an Easter egg, a styrofoam Easter egg would be an awesome thing to put these on as well. Then yes, those pearl headed sewing pins or corsage pins would be wonderful, and it would go right through and keep them all in that connected to that styrofoam shape. So that would be really awesome. So go ahead, Mike, make some up and then show us. So I will go over all the comments after, and if there's anything I missed, I will reply. But until next week, oh yes, and next week, I've already decided. Please join me next week and share this video out, and visit our Patreon page and visit our website when that is up. And if it is, please put that in the comments below, one of you. But next week, join me to, let's see. I know I've got so many screens open. That's the problem. To create this. We're going to create a nice little gift box, or it could be holding your recipes. So it's a little bit of paint, it's a little bit of decoupage, it's a little bit of rubber stamping and some die cutting, and some, we'll play with some glitter. So this is going to be really exciting because it's one of my favorite pieces. So again, next week, join me to create this.